Hello students, today I have come with 8th standard civic lesson. The name of the lesson is Judiciary. Let us try to understand the meaning of judiciary. Every day we look at the newspapers and we become sad. There's so many things happening, bad things happening. For example, there are murders taking place, there are rapes taking place, there are robberies taking place, different type of abuses taking place. There's so many things, bad things. We have in India some rules and regulations. There's something called as rule of law. What do you mean by rule of law? Rule of law means every citizen of India should obey the rules and regulations. It is equal. The rule of law means everyone are equal to the law. Whether you are the son of the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister of any MLA, the rules remain same to everyone. That is meaning of rule of law. But having the rules, having the law is not enough. There's something called as enforcement. We need to enforce that the law is really practiced by the citizens of India. Take for example, if you go on the highway and if you don't wear the helmet, okay, the rule is that you have to wear the helmet compulsorily. But if there are no RTOs, no one will wear the helmets. So there are RTOs who see that the citizens of India practice or obey the laws. That's called as enforcement. And there's enforcement very especially all these people, the High Court, the Supreme Court, district courts, the police, the lawyers, all this come under the word judiciary. So this comes under judiciary. Now in today's chapter we are going to study two things. Really, judiciary is independent entity. Is it independent? We are going to find out in this lesson. And is there a connection between High Court and the Supreme Court? Let's find out in today's lesson, the judiciary. Okay, the first two things we are going to study today is what is the role of judiciary? What is the role of judiciary? We have two things. The first thing, important thing is dispute resolution. Now there are dispute. Dispute means fights. In a state there could be fights between two individuals. The judiciary takes help. It gives help to resolve. There could be fights or disputes between the individual and the state government. There could be dispute between two state governments like Goa government and Karnataka fighting. There could be also state government fighting with the center. So who helps in this regard? The judiciary helps to resolve such issues. The second, we have judicial review. Judicial review. Suppose the country comes with a law and the people of India are not happy with the law, or judiciary comes in the picture and either it amends or it completely deletes the full law and makes a new law. So that is called as judicial review. If people are not happy, then the judiciary comes and either it amends the rule or it will, if it feels that it violates the rules of the mainly fundamental rights, and it will change and come up with a new law. Okay. Now fundamental rights are something very important in India. Everyone has a right, fundamental right. For example, it can be a right, fundamental right to equality, a right to education, right to freedom, right to practice any religion. So there are many. If any citizen of India feels that that this particular fundamental right is violated, then judiciary or high courts or courts will come into picture, and you can file a case and you can get the justice for you. Take for example, there was one man, Hakim Sheikh. Hakim Sheikh was an agricultural laborer, and he was traveling on a running train. As he was traveling by somehow he fell from the running, he injured himself again very badly, and when people took him to different hospitals, the doctors were not willing to take him, and that's why his injury became worse. So it became a big issue. His fundamental right to health was destroyed. So the West Bengal government came into picture, the court came into picture and said, please government, the Bengal government compensate and give money for this man. And also they told to write a rule blueprint that any individual comes with an injury, you in emergency case, you need to admit him in the hospital. So who came to rescue? The judiciary, the High Court came to rescue this man. Okay. So next we have to, is it judiciary an independent entity? Is it independent? Take for example, suppose today a politician's son kills a young boy. The argument took place and he kills him. Most of the people will think that since he is a son of a politician, he will go away with this murder. And sometimes in India this happens, you know, where politicians, when they murder, when do something, they go away with the law. But here Constitution in India has come up with a special thing that judiciary who are there, the judges who are there, they cannot be influenced by any politician or legislator or executive members. They cannot influence, or they cannot tell, you know, you have to give the judgment in whatever I tell. No, they are separate entity. The judges who are there, they are appointed by the government. I mean, they cannot be removed by the politician or any chief minister or any prime. They cannot be removed. It's very difficult to remove. So what is important here is there is a separation of power. The legislators and the chief minister, they have separate power. Judiciary has completely separate power. Very important. Separation of power is very important in a democracy. And judiciary plays an important role. So key feature of judiciary is separation of powers. Okay. Then we come towards the courts. There are 3 levels of courts. Okay. Remember, there are 3 levels. From lower we have district courts. Every district in a state is supposed to have a district court. Okay, it's very low court. Above that we have high courts. Okay, and in high courts, that is the highest court in the state. Above that we have Supreme Court. Okay, above that we have Supreme Court. It is also called Apex Court, which is we have in New Delhi. The important thing is this about the Apex or Supreme Court. Whatever decision it takes, it's abiding for all other courts. For other courts. If one decision the Supreme Court gives, all other courts have to obey. You cannot overrule other courts. High Court or District cannot overrule the decision taken by the Supreme Court. And lastly, what we have to learn is Appellate System. Appellate System. What do you mean by Appellate System? Suppose you go to a lower court and they give a judgment which you are not happy. You think that it is the fair decision is not given. You can appeal to the next court, it is the High Court. You can appeal. Even if you are not happy over there, you can appeal in the Supreme Court. Now that is called as Appellate System. So students, I hope you have understood this lesson. Do listen to the lesson, understand it, and take care of yourself. Thank you.